Here's another option to help keep our plastic packages closed. Make a cut in the middle of the packaging to form two ears and pour out the right amount so that we can tie them together. Simply tie the two flaps together like so. This method is also perfect for packages that need to be frozen. Sometimes we want to save our cottage cheese, sour cream, or yogurt for later, but the foil lid keeps curling open. We can use a hot saucepan or kettle and slowly press on the top of the container. Now the container looks as if it's brand new. It certainly won't open by itself again. If you need a short pasta noodles for chicken noodle soup but don't have any at home, we can use normal spaghetti. Lay them out on a towel in a thin layer, then roll up the towel. Then, using a bit of an effort, run the roll along the edge of a pan or table. Then spaghetti break into small pieces and now we have short pasta noodles. Here's an interesting idea for shaping hamburgers patties and to prevent them from overcooking. We'll take ground meat, chopped onion, and any spices according to taste. Today we'll be using dried garlic, ground coriander, paprika, ground black pepper, and salt. We want to create a very smooth and homogeneous mixture. Knead thoroughly and then pick up the meat and throw it back into the bowl. Do this several times, then place in the fridge for at least half an hour. Divide the meat into equal portions. Take one portion and toss it back and forth between your hands and then roll it into a ball. Fold a sheet of parchment paper in half and put the patty into the center of one half. Fold over the top half of the parchment paper, then flatten the patty down using an ordinary plate. Here we're left with an even hamburger patty. You can adjust the edges a bit. Next, we'll cook the hamburgers without adding oil to the frying pan. After adding them to a well-heated frying pan, push a piece of ice into the center of each patty. We're cooking the hamburgers on a medium-high heat. In about 3-4 minutes, the ice in the hamburger patties will be completely melted, and then we'll flip the patties over to finish cooking. Our hamburgers turned out incredibly beautiful. They're juicy, filling, and cooked perfectly to medium rare. Looks like we forgot to defrost the chicken for our chicken soup. No worries, we can cook it as is. We'll be boiling the chicken using a low heat, removing the foam as it surfaces. It's much more convenient and efficient to remove the foam using a small strainer. Although we tried our best, the broth is still a bit cloudy. That's okay. We can use eggshells to save the day. Wash the eggshells thoroughly and add them to the broth. The finished broth will look much clearer. Just don't forget to remove the eggshells. Even though we try to keep our sports bottle clean, sometimes an unpleasant odor appears. Here is a quick and easy way to get rid of these odors from water bottles and thermoses. Squeeze some toothpaste into the bottle. Add water at room temperature. Close the bottle and shake well. After that, we'll rinse the bottle thoroughly under running water. That's it, the smell is gone and our bottle is nice and clean. Start by heating up a bit of butter or vegetable oil into the frying pan. Next, we'll add finely chopped onions and sliced mushrooms. Cook until the onion begins to brown, then add salt, ground black pepper, and a pinch of dried thyme. Then add in flour and mix everything well. This is the roux we will use for our creamy mushroom sauce. Next, we'll add in cream that's been warmed up in a microwave or in a stove. Make sure to add the cream after the onions become soft and translucent. While mixing continuously, cook the sauce for 1 minute and then remove it from the heat. Our sauce will come out thick and creamy because we added flour, even if we chose to use low-fat cream. We'll start by slicing lemons into thin slices, and then cutting each slice in half. Lay the lemon slices out on a tray covered with a plastic bag and then freeze them. Once frozen, place the slices into a separate container. We can follow the same steps for frozen orange slices. We'll be saving these slices for now, they'll come in handy for us later. Want to brew a cup of fresh tea but don't have a strainer or tea bags? We can use a piece of parchment paper as a substitute. Fold the paper in thirds and then fold the edges up so that it holds its shape and doesn't curl. Place the tea leaves in the middle and fold up the paper around the tea leaves and then fold over the edges. Poke holes in the paper using a toothpick. Place the improvised bag in our cup and fill it with boiling water. After a couple of minutes, our freshly brewed tea is ready. Our frozen citrus fruits will also help cool our tea and give it a delicious flavor. Frozen citrus is also a great alternative to ice in soft drinks as well. They are great for cooling down our drinks and adding a fantastic taste. To cut the chicken breast into thin layers, press down firmly while cutting with a knife parallel to the cutting board. From a small chicken breast, we'll usually get 3 pieces. Today we'll be making pan-fried chicken breasts. To further flatten the chicken breast, we'll use the blunt side of the knife. Flatten the chicken breast by hammering in a perpendicular fashion. Next, we'll season both sides. Today we're using salt, pepper, and dried garlic. Dredge in flour. And then an egg. From here, our final coat of breading is usually breadcrumbs, but it would be more interesting and tasty to use chopped nuts like walnut, or in our case, pumpkin seeds. First, we'll grind our pumpkin seeds in a coffee grinder. We don't want to grind too finely like a flour, but instead with some chunks like so. Heat up a bit of butter or vegetable oil in a frying pan on medium-high heat. Add in the breaded chicken breast and cook for no more than 3 minutes on each side. Our chicken breasts have come out very tender and the breading is crispy and stunningly delicious. Did you know that you can make sour cream from ordinary cream in just 5 minutes? Start by taking a cream with a high fat content, 20%, and add in freshly squeezed lemon juice. Mix well and let sit. As you can see, the cream begins to thicken right before our very eyes. The thicker consistency of sour cream will develop in just about 5 minutes. The taste is very pleasant, creamy with a slight tang. We can add our sour cream to salad, soup, casseroles, and any dish that pairs well with sour cream. If you have a pot that's starting to boil over, throwing in a few ice cubes will help to reduce the foam. Of course, we can simply turn down the heat, but this trick will certainly interest the children. Choosing a ripe and delicious pineapple is not that difficult. It should give off a pleasant, slightly sweet aroma. The color should be brown or golden. The top should be able to be twisted left and right, and the leaves should be easy to remove. But did you know that the juiciest and sweetest part in the pineapple is at the bottom? There is a way we can help spread the sweetness throughout all of the pineapple. First, we'll carefully cut off the top so that we can stand the pineapple upside down. Leave it like this for at least a day. During this time, the pineapple will ripen up a bit and the natural sugar in the pineapple will spread to the top. We can see this as we cut the pineapple in half. Next, we'll slice the pineapple and remove the core. The core is edible, of course, but it's generally too tough. We'll also remove peel. Cut the rest of the pineapple into slices and call the family down to help themselves.